News 25 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Two people are arrested on government property, and millions of dollars hangs in the balance of a criminal case. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Two visitors from the Netherlands are arrested for trespassing. It's Thursday, April 12th. I'm Eunette Gentry. Two individuals were arrested and have now been released after they trespassed onto property owned by the Nevada National Security Site in Mercury, and they were reportedly filming.
On September 10th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to the Nevada National Security Site in reference to foreign national trespassing. Upon arrival, deputies say that they found a car parked near a gate approximately 3 miles into the property. Both occupants, who hailed from the Netherlands, were identified as Govert Sweep, age 21, and Tees Granzier, age 20. According to the press release, Granzier and Sweep told deputies that they speak and understand English properly and that they saw the no trespassing signs but wanted to look in the facility anyways. Granzier happens to be a YouTuber and advised the deputies about this. His channel is called Tees, which is just his first name. After searching the vehicle, they found several cameras, a phone, a laptop, and a drone. Both consented to a search of their cameras, and police say that they found footage taken on Nevada National Security Site property. Both were arrested and transported to the Nye County Detention Center on the charge of trespassing.
In more local news, an area couple is arrested in connection to an elder abuse case. Two other people in that case are also facing charges alleging that a female with dementia was being taken advantage of.
Police have arrested 4 individuals in connection to a reported elder abuse case. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office declaration of arrest, in January of this year, an individual by the name of Sandra Stone had contacted police to report that a friend of hers was being exploited, that this female had dementia or Alzheimer's and was easily taken advantage of. They said that Stone reported that she was taking care of the female to ensure that her physical needs were met. During the investigation, Stone told police, according to the report, that a woman named Caspio was taking advantage of the female, had separated the female from her friends and family, used her money to go gambling, and had also put her name on the title of her vehicle and was driving it around town. Police investigated the claims and arrested an individual by the name of Rosanna Caspio, who was located at Lakeside. After an interview, police say that they attempted to take Caspio into custody and she did not cooperate. During the arrest, police say that they found the victim's debit cards, checkbook, and car keys on Rosanna Caspio before she was transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Officers report that during further investigation, they had learned from Sandra Stone that an individual by the name of Leslie Calabal from Huntington Beach, who worked as a financial advisor at Exceptional Financial Services, had put herself on the victim's accounts and made herself power of attorney. Stone said that she and her boyfriend, James Vernon, had then stepped in and put themselves on the accounts and power of attorney and informed Calabal that they did so. At that time, they say that Leslie Calabal was en route to Pahrump to address the issue. During an investigation with Calabal, police say that she advised that she was aware that the female had diminished mental capacity and that she had known her for about 3 years and that she had taken over the company after her father had passed away. Leslie Calabal was arrested at that time for abuse of an older or vulnerable person. She was transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Officers then said that Sandra Stone and James Vernon arranged for a 16-year-old daughter of a friend of theirs to move in with the female under the guise that they were taking care of her. Stone said that they had put themselves on the victim's accounts and also power of attorney. It was reported, according to the release, that the Nye County Sheriff's Office learned that Stone and Vernon were allegedly threatening the female that she would be placed in a home if she did not do what they wanted. Detectives say that, knowing that the victim was vulnerable, Stone and Vernon used the Nye County Sheriff's Office to eliminate the people who they felt were competing by reporting them for conduct that was reported as exploitation of the victim. Officers add that Stone and Vernon did obtain control through deception, intimidation, and undue influence over the victim's money, assets, and/or property, knowing that she was vulnerable with the intent to permanently deprive her of ownership, benefit, or use of her own assets. James Vernon and Sandra Stone were arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center and are facing charges of abuse of an older or vulnerable person. After the arrest, police say that Sandra Stone, who is a dental hygienist at Desert View Dental, used her position of employment to retaliate against an arresting deputy in this case. Police recorded the voicemail message. Sheriff Worley adds that regardless of the retaliation our deputies and their families suffer, the Nye County Sheriff's Office will continue to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
All right, and as we go to break, I have an announcement for anyone looking to have a great Italian feast this weekend. We have passes to the San Gennaro feast for anyone who would like to attend. Just give us a call right now at 775-727-9400, and you can get passes to the San Gennaro feast in Las Vegas this weekend.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, what does $1 trillion look like? Well, it reportedly looks exactly like an apple.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Apple crossed the $1 trillion market cap mark this week. Apple last hit the $1 trillion milestone in November of 2018. On Tuesday, Apple CEO Tim Cook showed off the new lineup of iPhones along with an Apple TV video subscription for a surprisingly low price of $4.99 per month. Apple tends to tumble on big events. This week's rally could be a signal that investors are pleased with what they see. Farmers are hoping against hope for a healthy harvest. According to MarketWatch, a soggy spring, wet summer, and trade talks with China have some farmers frustrated by low commodity prices. Corn futures traded to a 5-year high, about $4.50 per bushel in June, but this week traded around $3.60.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks, Angela. And in more local news, an area man was arrested for allegedly entering a couple's home while intoxicated, then attacking the homeowner.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office has arrested Juan Ruiz. According to the declaration of arrest, deputies were dispatched to McMurray Drive in reference to an alleged home invasion in progress. Upon arrival, they made contact with a male resident who said that he was in his living room on his couch playing guitar when he heard a loud banging. He assumed that it was his wife who was in the bathtub in the master bedroom. He made contact with his wife, who said that that was not her making any noise. At that time, he realized that the noise was coming from the front gate to the north of the property. He stood up off the couch looking towards the door, and at that time he said a male came barreling through. He confronted the male with commands of "Who are you?" and "Get out of my house." The male allegedly punched the homeowner in the face at that time and began grunting and then screaming for a person named Jamie. The homeowner then retreated to the kitchen where he grabbed a kitchen knife and threatened to stab the male if he did not leave. At that time, the wife exited the master bedroom, wondering what was happening. The married couple at that time retreated to the master bedroom, locking the door. They told police that they asked the male to leave from behind the door, and that is when he exited. During the interview process, police say that they noticed that there was a black van now in the driveway and a Hispanic male matching the description of the perpetrator that had just forced entry into the home. They made contact with that male, who police say was aggressive. Officers state in the report that he clenched his fist and used vulgarities towards law enforcement, that he also reeked of alcohol. The male was identified as Juan Alberto Ruiz, who was eventually transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. They say that Ruiz continued the vulgarities the entire trip to jail. Police say that they found 2 alcoholic beverage containers open inside his vehicle.
Well, a couple of veterans have made their home a place of warmth and love. They also run a popular business and have even decided to honor other veterans who've given so much to our country.
There are a lot of men who do quilt. In fact, we had a new young gentleman come in a few weeks ago. And he's already brought back 3 quilts that he's finished.
Wow,
and,
fantastic.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're doing more classes, because we want to get more people interested, get more of the younger generation into it. It's really a fascinating process. It's not just taking fabric and sewing it together. A lot of math involved to make sure it comes out the right way, and you've got square corners and all that. So it's much more technical than I'm capable of doing. That's why Victoria takes care of all of the technical aspects of everything. It's an artistic way for people to express themselves. Victoria spent 16 years in the Navy, and I spent 13 years in the Air Force. And I think that's one of the reasons why we hit it off, because we've got that common core of experience. And both of us were stationed in some similar places. We were both in Korea, we were both in Japan, and so I was Vietnam and she was Desert Storm. Through the DAV, when I moved here and started attending the chapter meetings, I first met her, and we got married about 1.5 years ago. So we just recently started a new Quilts of Valor group here in Pahrump, not in competition with the larger group. We're trying to pick up the people who, as I like to put it, they're either physically, emotionally, or geographically unable to make the big presentations. We did our first one this last Saturday, and we have a few more planned. These are people that feel uncomfortable in a large group. So we'll go to a home or to a hospital room, or whatever it takes to get a quilt to a veteran. They can contact me at 775-537-7259, or they can go to the Quilt of Valor Foundation website and just click on the button that says request a quilt, fill out the information, and send it in, and they'll get scheduled. Picante's a rescue. She's a Mexican street dog that we rescued, and the greatest pet. She's also our official greeter here in the shop. When she hears the door open, she comes running out to greet whoever comes in. We save all the scraps from all of the work that we do here and give them to our friend Susan Locke, and Susan takes those scraps and makes the beds for the shelter.
We're a full-service quilt shop. We've been here, this will be our 20th year. And we have lots of fabrics, notions. We'll be starting classes again in October, beginning through advanced. And we carry over 2,000 bolts of fabric, lots of pre-cut. Basically try and help everybody with their projects. Promote quilting. It's a kind of a dying art sometimes, but there's so many new modern things and techniques out that it's hard to keep up with, but we try. They can call us at 775-751-9033. We're open Mondays and the second weekend, or just give us a call. We've opened up for groups, or if somebody just needs help. Yeah. And we'll start our opening more, have special sew days. It'll be advertised where if they need help with a project, they can bring it in and we'll help them.
And we'll be right back here at KPVM, where we're celebrating 22 years of serving our community and keeping Pahrump and our area viewers in mind.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, the Binion property is once again in the news. There has been demolition on the historic property that is the subject of a criminal court case involving many properties and a huge estate. There has been a report that the owners who are facing charges of elder abuse are hoping to develop the land that was originally willed to the previous owner's adopted son. The subject, Shelley Calderon, formerly known as Shelley Highland, was in court this week to plead not guilty.
50-year-old Shelley Calderon was in court in Clark County this week facing charges of theft and exploitation of an older or vulnerable person. This stems from the $13 million estate of Ralph and Betty McKnight. The McKnights purchased the 138-acre Binion Ranch here in Pahrump on Wilson Road in 2016 for about $1 million. Since then, Ralph McKnight has passed away, and Betty reportedly has diminished mental capacity and is in a nursing home. The McKnights were married for over 65 years and had adopted a son by the name of John Cantu, who was the sole beneficiary to the McKnights' fortune. The Clark County District Attorney alleges that Calderon took advantage of the McKnights when she was an insurance agent here in Pahrump for Shelter Insurance. They say that she oversaw the amendment of the McKnights' estate planning documents and that she changed him to her favor. These documents had allegedly been in place for decades. Prosecutors also say that Calderon liquidated a pair of insurance policies worth more than $250,000 that belonged to the McKnights. They even say that Calderon later used one of Betty McKnight's credit cards to pay a $25,000 attorney fee in the summer of 2017 while authorities were investigating her for this alleged crime. In August of that year, Calderon, they say, used more than $1 million from a trust that she had set up called Oakmont West to buy a home and 100 acres of land in Texas. Since then, John Cantu and his son have been removed from all of the wills and trusts, and the Binion property's main house has been demolished. The indictment alleges that between December 2016 and April of 2017, Calderon transferred assets worth about $12.7 million and $13.4 million from what was known as the McKnights 1998 Trust into Oakmont West Trust. The indictment also alleges that between December of 2016 and April 2017, Calderon transferred assets worth between $12.7 million and $13.4 million from what was known as the McKnights 1998 Trust into Oakmont West 2016 Trust, which is owned by Calderon. Las Vegas Metro reports that investigators found that Calderon exploited the elderly couple prior to becoming their fiduciary, power of attorney, and trust beneficiary. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Shelley Calderon's attorney says that she will be found not guilty in this case. She is due back in court in May.
Well, turning to happier news, it's our anniversary. Today, KPVM-TV is celebrating 22 years. We've gone from Channel 41 to Channel 46 and now to 7 digital channels on 25.1 through 25.7. And KA's Country Radio is now serving Southern Nevada to Northern Nevada. KPVM is now even expanding into Las Vegas, which is happening later this year. And we want to thank all of our viewers, listeners, and advertisers for helping us reach another important milestone. And KPVM-TV will continue to grow with you and for you.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, let's take a look outside at our current conditions through our Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam. And it is gorgeous day outside, picturesque view. We couldn't ask for better weather. Not too hot, not too cold, but we'll take a closer look at those temperatures and what you can expect in your weekend forecast when we return.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
right, let's take a look at our highs and lows across the Silver State. Las Vegas is high today, 94 with a low of 71. Death Valley, 105.75. Amargosa, 94.62. Beatty, 90.58. Goldfield, 80.48. Tonopah tops out at 77 with a low of 49. Carson City, 85.46. Fallon, 83.48. And Fernley's high, also 83, dropping to 52 overnight. And it's currently 92 and sunny with our high today, 93. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 7 miles per hour. Humidity is low at 10%. Sunrise was at 6:24 a.m. And tonight will be clear with a low of 65. Winds will be out of the east-northeast at 5 miles per hour. Humidity increases a bit to 16%. Sunset will be at 6:57 p.m. And looking ahead to our 7-day forecast, tomorrow's high 97 with a low of 68. This weekend, our temperatures top out just below the century mark. 99 the high on Saturday, low of 69, and Sunday's high 97, and it will be mostly cloudy with a low of 71. The beginning of our work week will also be mostly cloudy with a high of 92, low of 64. And the rest of our work week for the midweek, temperatures will top out at the mid-80s, and the bottom range will be around the upper 50s to lower 60s. And this Saturday, September 14th at noon, Diversity Human Services will be having a group counseling session for families affected by the school bus accident that occurred last Thursday on Highway 160. That event will be hosted by chiropractor Dr. Christensen and will be held at 2780 South Homestead Road, Suite 105. Lunch will be served, but please RSVP at 775-209-6068. And in our other announcements, the DAV will be having their biggest fundraiser of the year tomorrow. Their Forget Me Not campaign will be Friday and Saturday at all of our local shopping centers, so please be sure to stop by, thank a veteran, and donate if you can. That does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Eunette Gentry. Good night.